Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Well, you can tell it is fall in Central Ohio. There are lots of indicators of that. The Ohio State Buckeye football team is involved in some big games now as we move into November and December part of the year. There is a little bit of frost on some mornings when you go outside. The Fairfield County Fair is done, and there are political signs in almost every yard. So you know it's fall here in Lancaster and Central Ohio. Hello, and I'm Paul Jasson. Nice to have you with us on Fairfield Today. Beautiful day as we begin to tape downtown here at the lobby of Fairfield Federal Downtown. It's just a fabulous fall day here in Lancaster. Second half of the show today, in a few minutes, we'll talk with Reverend Tony Salvatore about a big Christmas outreach program and lots of good things that Maywood Mission, one of the neat places in town that does so much to benefit young people and people in general here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. That's the second half of the show. About 5 years ago, some people got together and decided they wanted to, I guess, expand our, being the people here in town, knowledge, patriotism, educate us on some things that have gone on, give us some historical background of some things that have happened pertaining to patriotic things, wars, and people involved in war, and military items. And the Freedom Never Free is Never Free campaign was begun. That was 5 years ago. We've seen Vietnam walls come in. We've seen walls of stars out there. We've seen World War II honorees, Korean honorees, lots of things going on over the 5 years. This year, it's the first Small Wars Conflicts Memorial. That's going to be coming to Lancaster. And to talk about that is Larry Smith. Larry, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again. Good to have you on. Larry is he's one of these guys that got involved in this, got dragged in by Jeannie Ignash, as so many of us have for so many years, and such good things have come out of this. You've been involved in this for 5 years, and all the things that I just spoke about, you've been involved in that. You do a lot of the welding, a lot of the personal work. You're the PR guy. You do so many things to help out this. This is a labor of love, really. For 5 years, you're involved in this, and you've had a great time.
Really is. When I first got involved with this, it was the Vietnam Wall coming here, and that's the era when I served in the Air Force, and I've got family and friends on that wall, so it was really important to me to be a part of it. And I talked with Jeannie and said I'd like to, help out, and I did some guard duty and various other things. And when I found out how they did this, and I just fell in love with the project, so I said, well, I'd like to volunteer a little bit. And the following year, they brought in the Lima Company, which was really extremely touching for me because I helped set up all that. And while Vietnam Wall is extremely emotional, and I have a cousin that was killed over there at 18 years old in the Marine Corps, and a lot of friends, and I'm losing, all of us, the Vietnam era veterans, are losing friends almost every year. We're losing friends to Vietnam. So I didn't think it would be quite as emotional, but when I had to put them guys' boots in front of their pictures, I was hooked, and I thought, I really got to be a part of this. And the following year, Jeannie thinks big.
Big picture girl.
Yeah, she was thinking big, and she says, there's no traveling World War II memorials, so I'd like to build one. So as things went on, and I'm in the welding business, so if it had anything to do with metal, I was the go-to guy. So I ended up doing the Wall of Stars that year and helped with some of the other projects. And then the following year, she says, well, we got World War II done now. We need to do Korea. And she come up and she says, "We're going to need 22 soldiers." Oh, okay. She says, "Well, how are we going to build them?" So I came up with the idea, we'll build stick soldiers. Made them all out of rebar, and her and I worked with pictures to articulate where the arms would be, and then they dressed them all up, and we got
Was that just last year?
That was last year. And
That
we got
was
that
remarkable
done.
out there. It was down kind of near the parking
it
lot
was down
of
with
the
the Field of
fairgrounds,
Heroes.
the Field of Heroes, and
Yep.
I tell you, that was remarkable to walk around there and see that. You guys did a great job.
I was really pretty proud of it. We were
Sure.
all pretty proud of, to take stick soldiers and make them look like real people is quite a challenge.
Well, the one this year is all beginning. It's at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds, November 1st through the 4th, so a couple of weeks away yet. There's no charge for any of this. It's all free. Just go down there and appreciate and celebrate what's been done down here. It comes in 4 o'clock on November 1st, and it all leads up to lots of displays and lots of celebrations that go through the 4th, and it wraps up around 6:30 on the 4th. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I guess.
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this year they're building and bringing in the first Small Wars Conflicts Memorial. What can we expect to see when we get down there?
Well, here we got metal involved again.
Yes.
So Jeannie says, "You're my go-to guy." And she left it up to me. She says she gave me an idea of approximately how many dog tags we're going to have and things like this. And she says, and we figured out we're going to need a framework that's approximately 4 foot wide, 8 foot long, will stand 8 foot high. And we actually researched all the names of the MIAs and KIAs from them small wars. And we're actually duplicating dog tags. These will not be blank dog tags that will be hanging, but what we'll have is all them MIAs and KIAs, we'll have dog tags for each one of them, and they will be hanging off this framework. And I had to build another soldier, and this soldier will be standing in the middle of all these dog tags, and he will also have dog tags hanging off his hands, which would represent lost buddies. And it's going to be quite a moving display, I really believe. She just picked that frame up about a week and a half ago, so they're in the process of getting it all painted and getting all the dog tags finished up and have them hanging.
Well, if it's like the ones that have gone on for the past 5 years, it'd be pretty remarkable. So this is Freedom's Never Free 2017. It's November 1st through the 4th at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds. So it arrives on November 1st. Everything will be coming in. An escort arrives. It'll all be set up. And then on the 2nd, which is Friday, the 4 p.m. opening ceremonies and the Field of Heroes posting the flags. That's quite an event.
That's really a very emotional event. I'm a member over here at the AMVETS, and our post over there, every time we lose one of our veterans, we buy a flag for our veterans. So we've participated in a lot of flags.
And a lot more
over the last years.
all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of flags over this past year. We're losing our veterans at a rapid rate, especially our World War II and Korea, and Vietnam's
And
aren't
even
far
Vietnam
behind.
are coming in quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're losing a lot of our Vietnam veterans at an early age because of the Agent Orange and all these other things that they were subjected to. Many of our veterans are losing their lives in the early 60s.
So lots going on. That's Thursday. Friday is the Day of Remembrance, a pretty solemn time.
Very solemn time throughout the whole day. There's not really any activities going on other than just the veterans and their families or whoever else would like to come out and see what we built and what we represent can come out there in a very peaceful atmosphere.
Just walk around
and see what displays we have.
Then it kind of picks up again on that Friday night. The USO dance. That's out. I'm guessing out the historical.
No, that's
Nope.
going to be right there in the grounds. That'll
okay.
be in the building right out there.
In the sands.
It'll be
all
in the
that
sands.
right there. Very good.
Yep.
7 o'clock, the USO dance, and then the celebration for Freedom's Never Free. That's on Saturday. There'll be displays. It starts at 1 o'clock. Flag retirement. The closing ceremony will be 3:30 to 6:30. And then there's something new this year, a shooting class that's going to begin on Saturday morning. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they're going to have a group coming out of Columbus, a police group, that's going to give instructions to people that were interested in learning how to react to an active shooter situation if they were in a restaurant or a bank or anywhere else where guns were involved, what to do and how to react and to try and save your life and anybody else's.
No, that will be right out there.
That's going to be at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday, the 4th.
Now, how do people get involved in that? Do you need to pre-register?
That needs to be pre-registered, and you can call 740-277-8531 to reserve your seat. It's going to be limited to 80 people, so you need to really get
First
signed
come,
up.
first served.
It's going to be first come, first served, and limited to 80.
Very good.
But it's going to be interesting for people. You know, sadly, the situation we're in the world today.
More and more of that.
There's a lot of dangerous things going on. No matter where you are, you're sitting in a restaurant with your family, and you don't know what somebody's coming with, a machete or a gun or whatever. It's sad that we're that way.
Freedom's Never Free 2017. It's at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds. It begins at 4 o'clock with the escort arrival on Wednesday, November 1st. It wraps up November 4th. Admission is free, no charge. You can go to freedomsneverfree.com. You can Google that and find it in Lancaster, Ohio, to bring it up. Larry, it's always a great weekend to go out there and see that. We appreciate so much your work.
Could I add just one thing?
Absolutely.
One of the neatest things about this ceremony we do is the closing ceremony. We actually present the flag that's over that ceremony for the whole occasion. We present that to a living veteran, and that's very emotional.
Well, it's all about the veterans.
It is. It's all about
what
veterans.
You, what Jeannie, and everyone does. So we appreciate the hard work. Thank you for your service to this country. We appreciate it. Freedom's Never Free 2017, 277-8531. More information, freedomsneverfree.com. Google it. You can find it. It's going to be a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you out there. Thank you, Larry.
To being there.
Larry Smith's been our guest. We'll be back on Fairfield Today in just a moment. Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Freedom's Never Free. We appreciate Larry stopping by. Yeah. Stop down there the first part of November to see that. Appreciate the good folks, too, here at Fairfield Federal. I invite you, as we move into this fall time of the year, if you're still thinking about it's still time to do a little rehab of the house, maybe if you're talking about some building on, or even thinking about getting something for next spring, now's the time to start thinking about that money-wise. And a good place to go to look up some answers to questions you may have is fairfieldfederal.com. So if it's some personal issues you have, if you own a business and you'd like to find a better way to maybe take that money side of worrying about a lot of things that you have to do off your back and just grow your business as the owner, you can do that. And then internet banking is all part of the business or personal banking. They do so much of that anymore. That's really where it is. Certainly this big lobby here, the one on the west side, the one up in Pickerington, be glad to have you come in and see them, but they do much of what they do over the internet now. So much of this can be done and answers the questions at fairfieldfederal.com. I invite you to go there and look them up. One of the neat things coming up, and I just got a flyer very similar to this one. I think mine was blue, but the one I got in the mail just a week or so ago was about the Christmas outreach program of Maywood Mission. And if you're thinking Maywood Mission, then the guy we talked to, the go-to guy, is Reverend Tony Salvatore. Tony, how you doing, brother?
All right, Paul.
Good to have you here.
Same here.
Well, absolutely, and I know we're early. Here we are, middle of October, but I wanted to get this word out here because now's the time to start thinking about what we can do to help at the Maywood Mission, what the mission can do to help young people, to help this community, and I wanted to get you on early and talk about that. An exciting time of the year, because this is really what you folks are all about, is about giving back.
Giving back. Yes, it is.
Tell us about this outreach program, the Christmas outreach.
The Christmas outreach is to make sure, because we had a lot of families that are in need all the time, but we want to make sure that kids get an opportunity to get a couple of new toys. We'll let the parents come in and we buy things, and they're allowed to pick a couple of items per child. We make sure they get clothes. If we got coats, we put coats out for them, blankets for the family, anything. And of course, the meals. We also make sure that they get a complete Christmas meal that they can prepare, either with a ham, turkey, and all the trimmings to go with it.
Now families this isn't just a random group of people rolling in here. There's a way to do this.
Yes, we do it through information referral or 211.
211.
And then you fill out an application. That's why it's good we're doing this early, so people can go ahead and get in ahead of time. So it helps us prepare for how many people.
The idea of whatever you might need.
Absolutely.
It's enormous down
it's
there.
Enormous.
Yeah. What's the number of families you think?
Well, we putting together. I turned in a board report last year. It's amazing that for 2016, somebody received some kind of help from Maywood Mission, and over 5,000 people in this community were serviced one way or another, be it medical stuff, prescriptions, gas for their vehicles, utility bills, doctor bills, rental assistance. We've given away clothing, household items. Of course, the Easter baskets, we do a couple hundred Easter baskets for kids at Easter time, and then, of course, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there's just a ton of things, and we average like 100 food orders a month alone. And we're not the only agency in town, so you realize how big the need is when our outfit, which is only one, like Salvation Army, Community Action, and all of them do the same thing. And so a lot of people need help, but we use 211. It also makes sure that we're getting the right people, and there's always a problem with somebody trying to go somewhere else, and so it pretty well keeps it at 211. Can't say enough about them.
Well, Maywood Mission's got, it really is a mission down there. Got a lot going on. You've got the outreach and thrift store.
Yes.
That's
Food
right
pantry.
there. Got the food pantry. I know the free clinic.
The free clinic
is still rolling big.
Yes. Yep, it runs twice a month, absolutely. And you could come down there, you don't have any medical insurance, and you need to see a doctor. Now, we can't do surgeries or anything down there, but if you are not well, we can help you get your meds and everything else. So it's an excellent outreach. And what's beautiful about that is, in all actuality, if you go up to the historical thing at the hospital, you'll see that Maywood Mission had the first hospital in this community.
Really?
Yeah, so it was a 6-bed outfit and it was all free. They did surgeries, everything. So we're right back to doing what we did when we started over 100 years ago.
Well, the mission of the mission is to help.
The mission of the mission.
To do what you can to give back to this community and to help. And we've seen the numbers. Have you seen the numbers up or down in the last few years? Everything's just
remained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, it really does. And there may be with other giving agencies different, but ours is right around the same.
I'll bet you they're all up there.
Yep.
I mean, for many of us, you read the news, you think, well, things are turning around. The stock market is rolling. Things are good. The economy is getting better. But that's not true for everyone.
No, it's not.
You see a lot of people that are hurting out there. I drive by the foundation where Ed Klum has his folks over there where they sleep on 6th Avenue.
Yep.
That place is packed every night. I'm sure
Every
they
night.
turn people away. Over a block away where they serve the meals, they're rolling there with meals served every night, every day of the year. That never
Excellent
stops. But again, you're talking about Lutheran Social Services out in East Main. You guys,
Community
the Salvation
Action.
Army,
Yep.
Community everybody is busy.
Everybody's doing something.
Isn't that something that a community that's doing as well as this is? We have all this going on.
And that's what I wanted to focus on a little bit. We do good work, but this isn't about us as much as it is about the people who believe in us and support us. We don't get any of this done without the good people of this community, and no matter how many years go by, and I've had times where, well, I wonder how we're going to do this. And it's always answered. There's never not an answer for what we need to get done, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I want to plug the community as much as I do the mission, because without them, we don't go. It's as simple as that.
And we've talked about that, and I've talked about it with you, and I've talked about it with other folks on from the agencies we just talked about. We'll have Brian DeMichael on from the Salvation Army here in another couple of weeks when they're going to get their bell ringing campaign going.
Sure.
You know, we head into that time of the year now, before you know it. And every person that I have on in your capacity says the same thing. there is a lot of hurting people. There is a lot of negative stuff going on in the community, a lot of opiate stuff, a lot of things that are just damaging the community
Absolutely.
now. But the community has always stepped up. This is a very giving community, and you've seen that
Stunning.
for a number of years.
It really is, and I'm not trying to say that to just try to get people to give money. I'm saying that over the years, I've been there 23 years, and it's amazing that we have always been supported by this community, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really is, and I thank them. This is for them, this show, just as much as it is for plugging the Maywood Mission Outreach.
Well, and I think the Maywood Mission Outreach is the community. That is the
Absolutely.
outreach. I think people, I think when you give to that, and then when you see, if you have a chance to go down there and be involved and see what the mission does down there, I think you could feel good about where your money goes, because I know
exactly
you are
right.
very conscious, because you have to answer to United
That's
Way.
exactly
You're,
right.
you're a big recipient of United Way funds, and to the community. You're very conscious and aware, and everything is transparent.
That's
that
right.
you need to make sure everything's out there. You want it out there so that everyone can see that when they give money to
That's
help
exactly
at
right.
the mission, it helps at the
I
mission.
don't ever want to be caught in this thing where somebody asks me something about what they gave and I can't explain it.
Yeah.
No way. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way. No, I can't do that. It makes me shake just thinking
Sure,
about it.
sure, and that happens periodically. But there are lots of again great things. But we would certainly put the Maywood Mission as one up there. So if somebody would like to make a contribution, wants to get involved somehow, how can they do that?
Well, you can call us at the mission. That's 740-653-5734. If you're going to do it financially and send us a check, make it to the Maywood Mission. But if you want it into the Christmas program, write Christmas giveaway in your memo so we know that it goes to that account and won't be spent anywhere else. So please, if you are going to send us some finances, make sure you indicate that you want it to go to that Christmas giveaway.
Now, do you go out and do the shopping? I'm not sure you're
All the way up,
qualified
no.
to do this.
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
sure you're the guy.
Well,
Maybe
it's-
you have better people to do this than
Well,
you.
I do,
mean,
but it's funny when you go out somewhere, and my wife drags me shopping with her, and all of a sudden I see something, that would work good in the Christmas giveaway, so I'll grab things. You
all
do what
year
you have
long.
to do.
All
Yeah,
year long, probably,
absolutely.
when you're
Yep,
out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this Christmas outreach that's be going on now. 653-4458.
That's for the store, yes.
Okay.
Because you need to, and if you need help, you need to get an application. Either get it from the outreach store down at 1025 South Broad, or get a hold of 211.
Just
so you can get
211 is
signed.
the
211.
phone number. That's
Yes.
the 211 information and
And
referral
that's
service.
Yes, information referral.
And we're talking about families coming in. They'll get what? Games. They can get games, toys, food,
And clothing, blankets, whatever we've got. We like to try to make sure we get coats for the younger kids. Yeah.
It's a heck of a deal.
Want to cover every aspect of
Yeah.
their lives. Anybody can buy them a toy, but give them, the parents knowing to know that they're getting something they need for their children too. And that matters.
Now, and just as edification for me, when they go 211, can they go to your place and then still go to another place? Are they allowed to move around
Well,
within the system?
See, that's the nice thing about 211. If their name's given to me, I turn that name back into 211 so nobody can dance around the community trying to overlap. Okay,
right, right.
And that keeps it pretty pure. That's why I pump up 211 so much, because they help keep the thing level.
Well, it's
Because there's always a few out there trying, but
Tony Salvatore with the Maywood Mission, doing great work down there. We've got good people working for you, and
Absolutely.
got a good community supporting you. The
Yes.
mission
thank you, Lancaster.
continues to, yeah, and I guess that's a kind of a part of all this is just to say thank you, and you've done that
Absolutely.
because you couldn't do your job, and again, they accomplish a lot down there, but you could not do that without the support of this community. Certainly United Way is a big part of that, but the community is a big part too, who gives to United
Absolutely.
Way and then gives otherwise too.
Yes.
You've got some people that have been involved with, I know some of your board members, Mike LeMay, I think of him particularly. He's been on
40
golly,
years,
I
I
can't,
think. Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
And some of the old names, I know Kirk Reed and Irvin
Fred
Smith.
Hatcher.
Fred
Irvin
Hatcher.
Smith,
These people are legendary in the community.
Absolutely.
And they were people early on
Wanted to
that
be part of
saw that there was a real need here.
Sure.
And now this many years later, some people have changed. Mike LeMay still on the board.
Yeah.
40 years later, he's still there getting it done. So It's a great job you guys do down there, and we thank you
great
in the
work.
community. Yeah,
Amen.
Very enjoyable,
Yes.
very satisfying and
It is.
fulfilling to you.
It is.
Yeah, very good.
When I think that we helped over 5,000 people in some type of way last year, thinking, because you count them up by the month, but I never added them up at the end of the year to see how much we'd really done. In some kind of ways, over 5,000 people got some type of help from us in 2016.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Well, it's community's fortunate to have a group like you folks down there. Thanks for what you do, Tony. Reverend
Thank
Tony
you.
Salvatore, Maywood Mission, doing all that Christmas outreach program. The phone number is
653-4458 to the outreach, and it's 653-5734 to the main office if you're trying to get a hold of me.
and if it's that outreach program for Christmas, 211 is also
Yes.
a good place to go.
And people, if you're needing help, please get your applications filled out quickly so we can get what you need.
Looking forward to a great Christmas outreach program at the Mission. Thank you, Tony. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Paul.
it. Thank
Thanks
you.
for this.
Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.